Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Chrissy T. I'm back with the recap of Baddies East. This episode was very sinister and it's evoking a mix of emotions from a lot of people. Some people are saying Smiley was faking. Other people are saying she wasn't faking. This entire episode shows an intense scene with Smiley having a seizure, which further complicates things because Smiley has a history of lying. And it appears that each episode revolves around Smiley facing some form of bullying or a medical emergency. First, we had the miscarriage, and now we have the seizure. And I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. House B is weird, okay? And I stand on it. Majority of the season has been about the girl that cried wolf. In the eyes of, the people watching the show, she is repeatedly given false alarms, quote unquote. We don't know if she's lying or not, which is diminishing the trust others have of her credibility. But we're going to circle back to that, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the recap. The ladies arrive in Jamaica. House A and House B are still separated. The only person that was missing was Suki and T. T decided to leave the show due to issues with her mom. I think there was an emergency with her mother. So House A and House B is discussing the incident that took place at the restaurant. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, but I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Apparently, according to Natalie, they were asked to leave the restaurant because Biggie picked up a chair to defend herself. So House A is blaming Biggie for them being kicked out of the restaurant. I guess no one is going to address the fact that E.T. is the one that initiated, because she tried to run up on Biggie and she tried to protect herself. Had E.T. stayed in her goddamn seat, none of that would have happened. And I think they were going to get put out anyway because they were loud as hell. Mariah Lynn and Smiley had a fight at a restaurant. Nothing happened. Anna Mac and Scotty got to a fight at a restaurant throwing stuff. Nothing happened. So why is this an issue now that it pertains to Biggie? So moving on, House B talks about the confrontation with Anna Mac and Smiley. Anna Mac apologized to Smiley and said that she was drunk and blacked out. She doesn't remember anything that happened, and they hugged it out. So now back to House A. They discuss what Suki said as far as those who should leave the house, which was Mariah Lynn, Anna, and Smiley, I think. So Sapphire says that she had to let Suki know that Biggie and Smiley ain't innocent. Neither is Rolly and E.T. They're not innocent. So Sapphire claims to know Rolly's character and doesn't think that Rolly would just pick as someone for no reason. Rolly had no reason to fight T, okay? She had no reason to throw a drink at Smiley. So Sapphire is attempting to provide some rationale for why E.T. has beef with Biggie. So pretty much she's kissing their behind and making excuses for the behavior of E.T. and Rolly. Not only that, she's in the company of people who are saying bad things about her best friend, aka Suki. So E.T. is telling Suki's best friend, Sapphire, that she didn't like how Suki plays both sides. And Mariah Lynn says that she was upset with Sky for being messy, and she didn't like that. So apparently Sky said that how can they talk to people who want them out the house? That part. I agree with Sky. They are kissing ass to the very people who want them out of the house. It makes no sense at all. So back to House B. Biggie tells Smiley that she can't continue to let people disrespect her. Right message, wrong person. Biggie says that Smiley keeps allowing the disrespect every single time. I agree. Right message, wrong person. She is definitely correct. Biggie tells Smiley that she would not have allowed Anna to jump on her back like that. But this is coming from a person that let E.T. push her 3 times and wasn't going to do anything until Sapphire and E.T. coached her to do so. So both groups are now headed to Ocho Rios. So en route to Ocho Rios on the Sprinter, Smiley, we know, to not drink at all. She decided to have shot after shot after shot. She had so much to drink that she was drunk before they even got to their destination. Smiley was pissy drunk, okay? And obviously it's going to affect her a lot sooner because she's not a drinker. And with her being a non-drinker, I honestly think she was trying to drink her sorrows away, because I guess it was becoming too much for her because every episode she's being bullied. So she was definitely trying to drink to hide the pain, in my opinion. So Smiley ends up drunk and non-coherent. Taseki and Sky did make an effort to assist Smiley when she was in a state of her drunkenness. They were showing compassion and concern, but that changed when they met up with House A. Taseki was saying that Smiley was faking and that this seizure was just a part of another act, just like she did when she had this alleged miscarriage. But Sky is still trying to talk to her, try to keep her alert. So Sky, kudos to her because she was really trying to help Smiley. So everyone ended up getting off the sprinter except Smiley. Smiley couldn't even stand up on her own. She couldn't even keep her head upright. She was asking for her son, and that's where I got confused because she was crying out, asking where is her son. Was she having a manic episode? Because she did mention being on medication, but I don't know what kind of medication she was on. The look on her face and the foaming from the mouth did not look like she was faking. You can't fake that. So Natalie then comes on the sprinter yelling at Smiley, saying, sit up straight, put your feet down. Like, girl, she can't hear you. She can't comprehend what's going on around her. Natalie still yelling, drink some water. I'm like, Natalie, this girl is passed out. And then she starts snoring, which really created more confusion. She went from a seizure to a manic episode, now to snoring. What? So they finally get Smiley out of the sprinter and they put her in a wheelchair. And she starts saying, I hate my life. And where is my son? So they're trying to push her to a nearby emergency clinic. And she's still crying out for her son. She continues to vomit. And she starts shaking really bad. And then she goes on to say that she wants to die and she misses her son. Meanwhile, you have Taseki telling everybody that Smiley was thinking that she had to fight again and decided to deliberately get drunk. And then you hear Anna Mac in the background talking about this is embarrassing. Trick, you don't think Smiley is embarrassed that this is happening to her and it will be aired on TV? We don't give a damn about you being embarrassed. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. The only person that attempted to really show compassion and really be there for Smiley was Sky. Taseki is still telling everyone that Smiley was faking the whole time. She said she saw Smiley stick her finger in her mouth. We didn't see that. They didn't show that. If I'm seeing someone having what looks like a seizure, the last thing on my mind is thinking that this person is faking. But because Smiley has a history of lying and making stuff up, that's why there's a divide as to was she being serious or if she was faking. But, I mean, the vitals don't lie. You heard the EMS say that her eyes were not responsive. Her blood pressure was dropping. You can't fake that. So next week, we see what happens after Smiley is discharged from the hospital. Rolly, of course, make the situation about her again, said that her dad died from seizures. Girl, shut the hell up and you're lying. And she said if Smiley is faking, she gonna beat the mess out of her. We also see E.T. pour a gallon of water over Smiley's head. And she did absolutely nothing. That really just tore me to pieces because Smiley just sat there and she let that happen to her. But I'm glad to see that Suki did step up and defend and speak on Smiley's behalf because E.T., what you did was messed up.